Hey guys, it's me, Stormie, and tonight I wanted to talk to you about the Aries and Aries love compatibility. Now, this is really fun to me because, you know, Aries is that warrior type energy, and Aries was the god of war. So then you put two Aries together, and it's like just having two soldiers and two warriors, basically. Now, they can either fight together against the outside world, or they can fight with each other. But either way, these are a couple that are gonna fight. And when I say fight, I don't always mean like bicker and quarrel, but they're gonna be heated. They're gonna be passionate. They're gonna be driven. They're gonna be always in constant movement and competition with each other, which can be good, but they both have to learn to kind of temper that, and they have to learn to work together because they're both such high competitors that these two people, even in a couple romantic relationship, would happily compete with each other. But I gotta tell you, it's bound to be exciting when you put these two exact same signs together, because it's like looking in a mirror. And you know when somebody says, well, if you spot it, you got it. So it's literally like all the things they love about themselves and all the things that they hate about themselves, they're always seeing it. And it's easier to in this partnership a little bit because they both really do understand the other one. And the other thing is that these signs are not, these are action signs. So they're very quick to say how they feel. They're very open with it. Like, you're not going to have to wonder how an Aries feels. They're not going to hold back. And so an Aries dealing with an Aries, they don't really have a lot of, generally, they don't have a lot of deceit or dishonesty or things like that in their relationship, because both of them are like, well, here's where I'm at, you know, and they're just going to tell the other person. So I think this is a really beautiful combination when it comes together. I want to tell you, when it comes to the sex zone, not one of these partners generally in this partnership is like, oh, I've had enough, while the other's like, well, I'm still raring to go. They're both usually like, let's keep going. You know what I mean? Because they're this warrior type of energy. So they're like, let's fight till the death. We're going to do it until somebody passes out. You know what I mean? It's really kind of fun and exciting. And I have a couple friends that are an Aries couple. And I got to tell you, they are so, like, when they come around, we all kind of get this boost of passion and energy because they're absolutely fantastic to be around. So for me, the very best part of the Aries relationship is that it's exciting. It's spontaneous. They like to try new things. These couples do like to get out there and do things. They especially like sports or things that they can do together where they can use their bodies and things like that. So I think this is a really lovely pairing. I also think it can be really a trying pairing, but if they learn to work together, this is a really, really combination of Aries and Aries kind of love. All right, if you haven't subscribed already, click the button down below and definitely like and comment. And I'll see you guys in the next compatibility video. Bye. Hey guys, it's me, Stormie. So tonight I wanted to talk to you about the pairing of an Aries and a Taurus. I really like this energy together. This is some of my favorite set of couples that I see together. And it's because really it's a natural made kind of combination, coupling together, because Aries is very much so all male. I mean, he speaks his mind professionally, personally, and that's really attractive to Taurus, who is very much so female. She's that sensual kind of makeup, and so she's very much so attracted to his outgoingness and his maleness so that she can very much so be female. Now, what I think is interesting is when we flop this around and we have an Aries woman and a Taurus man, is that the Aries woman is, it's not exactly the same kind of energy, because she may actually feel like she's a little bit more male than her Taurus man. But for reason, even in those couplings, this really nice balance can be found, I think. So I really enjoy this coupling together because I think that they really do work very well. And one is an earth sign, one is a fire sign. And sometimes when you look at it from an elemental perspective, it's like, that might not be the best thing. But I really think that it is, because whenever I start a fire or we go camping or things like that, I want to always make sure that I have some sand or something else around to be able to put it out so that the fire only goes, you know, as high as really necessary for the time. And that's the same thing with this combination, because the Taurus energy and that earth can really ground and stabilize Aries, who is just passionate and fiery and motivated in action. I mean, these are movers. You have to remember that they are ruled by a moving planet, these Aries. So when they can find that constant, steady stability of another sign or another partner, it really grounds them, and that makes Aries so much more successful. The thing is that Taurus energy generally vibes off of the Aries energy in terms of success, where it's like, I'm successfully helping my partner achieve something else, or I'm not like that rock that's helping them get wherever they're getting. Taurus really enjoys that. I think that these two make also really delicious friends. They make really good friends because Aries really wants an intellectual woman. He does. He wants a woman who is strong-spoken enough to be womanly, but also can be an intellectual, and he can get deeper into her mind. Remember, Aries is ruled by the head. And with Aries women, she wants to know that her man is smart. You know what I mean? That he can outwit and outthink and outdo. Like, she wants to know those things. She wants to know head-wise, he's in his head as well as in his heart. And Taurus wants to know that their warrior is always on the way. You know what I mean? And even in a friendship zone, that they're going to have a completely equal opponent is kind of what I want to say, but they can match the intellectual conversation as well. A degree of marriage. I want to tell you about that because I think it's really important in these signs that these are great. These are signs that are really great together, especially if they're starting their lives over. These are two signs that can usually blend families really, really nicely because they're two halves of a whole. I really think this is that yin and yang for me personally. So that's a little bit about the Aries and Taurus energy. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, anything like that, go ahead and leave them down below. And I would love to also hear about your Aries Taurus experiences. All right, guys, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow when we do Aries with Gemini. Hey guys, it's me, Stormie, and tonight we are talking about what happens when we combine Aries and Gemini. What does this compatibility look like? And I want to say in general, I think that this is a really good kind of energy, or at least it's interesting to say the least. You know what I mean? So you have an air sign and you have a fire sign, and you know, fire needs air to breathe. So this can really make the fire really, really big, or it can just give it enough air that the fire continues to burn. So I think in that way, they work in tandem really, really well. You know, Aries and Gemini, they kind of come together, and they like to be active. These are two active signs. They like to move. They like to go explore new things. And the other thing is that they are both intellectual in their own ways. So Aries likes to go out and do stuff and experience stuff and warrior it up, you know what I mean? And then Gemini likes to go too, because it's like, cool, let's go do that, but then let's talk about what we experienced. And they can both do that because these are both intelligent signs, very, very much so. And I think these pairings are usually pretty good. And remember, this is a sun sign perspective only, but they're pretty good because they have common goals together. Gemini is very much so a thinker and prizes that intellectual stimulation and the freedom to move and groove. And Aries doesn't want to be tied down, so they appreciate the freedom. And they really, really enjoy. Remember, Aries is ruled by the head, the brain, all of this stuff up here. So to have a sign with them that is very compatible in that way makes it very, very exciting. Now, like I did say, too much air can make the fire fanning. And so these two can actually have times where it's just bickering. It's just bickering and fighting. And that can set the tone of the relationship if they can't learn to stay on their own sides of the street as well. You know what I mean? Aries, in all honesty, while, you know, fire doesn't generally put air out, that's not how that works, but Aries can be a bit too hot and the air wants to blow the other way. So again, this is one of those couplings where it is really honestly just about balance and understanding that they are trying to have the same common goal, but they are going to approach it differently. But I still think it's a really, really good pairing. So for me, like, if I was going to give it on a scale to like 1 to 5, I would definitely give this like a 3.5, 4 for sure, because I think it's a pretty interesting pairing. If you are in an Aries-Gemini relationship, I would love to hear from you, hear how it's going, hear, you know, how on par I am or not. All right, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow when we talk about an Aries pairing with a Cancer. Cannot wait to talk about that one. Good night, guys. Hey, guys, it's me, Stormie, and, okay, so first off, tonight is the full moon lunar eclipse, and I just got to tell you, I am feeling it. Like, I have been waiting all day to record this video because I was like, oh man, I gotta just get in there and do it, but I gotta get out of this, like, I gotta. And you know what? It is 9:25 my time here in Colorado, and I was like, I just gotta do it. But I am definitely feeling that full moon lunar eclipse energy, and it's not come apart energy. I'm not falling apart, but it's definitely, you know, things are shifting in me. Things are coming to light. Things are ready to be changed. So I wanted to start this video off by telling you that and sharing that with you because, one, so that if you're experiencing it, you know that it's like it's real and that other people are experiencing that too as well. So if you're looking around going, man, I am just out of sorts, this is definitely what that energy kind of produces. And two, I really want you guys to understand that whether a person is doing astrology or tarot or just whatever it is that they're doing, we're humans this lifetime as well as being maybe spiritual teachers or guides or helpers. So we know from these things, at least I know that I don't, and the people that I run with don't. There might be some, you know, extra special people out there, but I don't know them. So
that said, this is clearly like an astrology moment gone bananas, but I do want to tell you about the combination of Aries and Cancer. Okay, so first of all, I want to say 7 out of 10 times when I hear this combination or I get questions about this combination and their compatibility, the first thing my mind does is go, why? Why would you do this? Right? But what I want to really spotlight are like these other times, the other 3 out of 10 times where it's magnificent. Because when these two signs can come together, Cancer, this very watery, very emotional, sensitive, ruled by the moon sign, and Aries, this warrior, ruled by Mars, the god of war, fire energy, come together and they realize they're on the same team and they're willing to work together. This is really a delicious kind of pairing. Now, most of the time, this is not what happens in the other 7 out of 10, okay? But when it does, Cancer can bring this very emotionally stable and secure kind of energy that Aries does not bring to the table. They bring security in a much different way. It's fiery, it's blunt, it's brash. You know what I mean? But what's funny is that because they're so different, it's almost like opposites attract, that they really can, like, Cancer could be looking at Aries and be like, wow, that is just really exciting. And that is what is stating to them, exciting and attractive. And it can be very much so the same for Aries, where it's like, you know, this energy is just not anything like mine, and I kind of really like that. That's why I say they can be great for actually bringing some stability to each other. Aries wants to go out into the world and conquer it. And Cancer is also a leader. They really are, but they do it in an indirect, quiet, behind-the-scenes kind of way. So while Aries is out, you know, fighting them all off, Cancer is at home, like, getting it all right, getting it all ready, and it can flip-flop, because when it's Cancer's time to get out there in the world and really be that go-get-it for us, Aries can teach them to be not so indirect and that it's okay. Now, the one thing that I can say that these two signs have going together energetically, sun sign perspective only, when it comes to family, is they are both deeply protective of the people that they love. I'm telling you what, that crab will grab its family and tuck them under the shell when something's going wrong. And you know, Aries is totally down to just get out there and fight for what they love and who they love. So really, I think, you know, in a typical comparison, I would not put these two signs together, and they normally will not stay together long anyways if it's not like a deeply committed kind of situation, because it's just a little bit too much. But there are those times where there's more commitment, the chart looks different, and this pairing can actually be very, very good with some work. So I will see you guys tomorrow when we talk about Aries and Leo. Bye. Hey guys, it's me, Stormie, tonight talking about the Aries and Leo combination or compatibility. And I really, really like this energy together. They're fellow fire signs, so they have this common relation and understanding of like the passion and the drive, and also a little bit of the egoism that can kind of come in there as well. They both really do love to be adored and in charge. So that is one thing that can kind of be a setback for this kind of pairing. But really, I think for the most part, it's very good because, like I said, they have such a strong understanding of each other. And really, when it comes to being intimate, or even when it comes to just cleaning the kitchen, these are two that really have that fieriness and like to compete at a subtle level. You know what I mean? In even their relationship. Now, out in the world, they both are, you know what I mean?
they're willing to go for it. But in their relationship, they do have these subtle little competitions that happen as well. I think one of the other things that I really like about these energies together is because they're so similar, but they're similar but slightly different. So Aries comes to really understand how to be a better giver, because Leos are givers naturally. So Aries comes to learn to understand how to do that. And because Leos can back down from confrontation, they're not normally known for it, but they can. Aries shows Leo how to really get out there and be a pusher and be a hustler and a go-getter in a different kind of way, and to kind of stand up. Now, like I said, the biggest problems that arise for this specific kind of pairing, sun sign compatibility only, is that they really kind of have to fight for who's going to be on top and when, if that makes sense, like, because they both want to be in control. And so they have to learn to take turns. But other than that, I'm going to say on a scale from 1 to 5, I definitely give this pairing, even a 4.5 in my book. All right, guys, I hope you've subscribed already. Click down below or click the heart that's floating around. Definitely like and comment. And I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow when we start talking about Aries with Virgo. Hey guys, it's me, Stormie, and tonight we are talking about what happens when you pair that Aries energy with the Virgo energy. Again, this is another one of those pairings that for me, I just kind of go, no thanks, but I do know that there are people out there who experience this pairing in their lives and really learn and grow a lot from it. But it's because these two literally, you would think if you look at them, it's like, oh, they have nothing in common. Like they have nothing to learn from each other, really. But the fact that they're so different is honestly what I think would make this kind of relationship or this kind of experience really, really exciting, or really perspective changing. You know what I mean? Aries is that ruled by Mars, brashness, where they want to go and they want to fight and they want to defend and they want to be warriors and they want to be impulsive and impatient. And Virgo is not like that. Virgo is very slow, very grounded, very detail-oriented. They don't want to just head into battle. They want to map the battle out. They want to know what the plan after the plan is for the battle, you know what I mean? So you have Mars over here ready to be aggressive and impulsive and assertive and go do it. And then you have Mercury over here ruling Virgo being like, let's talk about it. Let's make some decisions, you know what I mean? Let's gather some information. So really, I think in a perfect world, if these two can manage to focus a lot more on what their similarities are than what their differences are, they'll really be able to make it work with a great bit of ease. And of course, remember, this is sun sign compatibility only. The rest of the chart could change a whole bunch of things. But for the most part, this is not one of those pairings where I go, oh my gosh, this is just... They just make it look flawless. They make it look easy. This is just love at first sight. It's not that sign for me. But I will tell you that there is definitely a plus side to it, and these two will teach each other a lot about different perspectives. And being open-minded is great for any sign, right? I hope you liked the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Definitely subscribe. The little heart is around here somewhere. Or click down below and click the subscribe button. And I'll see you tomorrow when we talk about Aries pairing up with one of my faves, Libra. Bye. Hey guys, it's me, Stormie, and tonight we are talking about what happens when we put the Aries energy with the Libra energy. Now, first of all, I want to say how much I love this pairing together because they're direct opposites. So they have this polarity that comes to the surface very quickly. I mean, they are literally the halves that make up the whole. So these energies, when they come together, kind of find a more natural fit than sometimes if you pair an earth sign and a fire sign in other pairings. So this one is really, really delicious, I think. And of course, then planetary-wise, they are a beautiful mix too, because Aries being ruled by Mars, Libra being ruled by Venus, those are the two that come together to kind of make that whole male-female kind of energy together. So this is a really, really lovely pairing, and this is where I think you really get to see how air fans the flames for fire to get bigger or to go higher or to last longer, things like that. So I think that this is a really, really lovely combination. I also think that because they are exact opposites on the zodiac, they present the perfect kind of challenges for each other, because there's nothing harder than having something that is just like you or exactly opposite of you. So I think that in all ways, these two really present that beautiful polarity that kind of makes them just a really strong couple. Now remember, this is sun sign compatibility only, but even just looking at a sun sign, when I see the Aries Libra partners come together, sometimes these are the hardest ones, because, let me say that a different way, these are the hardest ones that naturally fit, because they do require a lot of work. I mean, if something was exactly opposite of you, if you said day and that thing always said night, but you really liked that thing, it would be very, very hard. It would push you. It would challenge you in that kind of a way. So I really like these together. On a scale, like if I was going to take it from a 1 to 5, I would definitely give this pairing a 4.5/5-ish, kind of for me. I really like these guys. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Leave your questions, comments, like, comment, subscribe down below. I will answer them. And if you are in an Aries Libra relationship, I would love to hear how it's going. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Hey guys, tonight we are talking about what happens when the Aries energy comes together with the Scorpio energy. And I think this is a really funny pairing to me personally, because once they finally go on ahead and get together, they're like, wow, like, you're amazing. Why have we never done this before? Because honestly, both of these signs are ruled by the planet Mars. And then Scorpio is also ruled by Pluto. So you have lots of passion and lots of power happening all at once in this relationship. And when you bring two fiery Mars-ruled planets like that together, it is literally like having two competitors on the same field. This just happens to be really exciting. The Aries Scorpio tend to have relationships that are very passionate, very argumentative. Even when they're talking, they can just be very loud and it can seem very at each other, even though to them, they're just having passion. You know what I mean? It can be very exciting. Now, the one thing that I think is really good about the way that they are different a little bit is that because Aries is a cardinal sign and Scorpio is a fixed sign, Aries can really show Scorpio, hey, be a little spontaneous. It's okay, just do it because it might be fun. Let's just do it because it could be awesome. Whereas Scorpio can teach Aries to actually finish some things. Like, you know, don't just hop from one to the next. Like, do this. Do it well with a little bit of stability, and then let's move to the next. You know what I mean? So I think it's a really good kind of shake-up between the two. But my favorite part about this pairing is that they both love power. They both love passion. And so these push this kind of couple to drive forward together towards their goals and objective. Plus, I mean, like, when you just get two Mars-ruled planets together, it's just going to be a hot, good time. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow when we talk about Aries and Sagittarius. Like, comment, and subscribe, of course. And if you are in an Aries and Scorpio relationship, I would love to hear from you. Bye, guys. Hey guys, it's me, Stormie, and sorry, I'm sure you can tell that I'm talking different because I actually had to have a tooth pulled. So I've only just did that a couple days ago. So hopefully this video will even be clear enough to make sense. But tonight we are talking about the pairing between Aries and Sagittarius. And I gotta tell you, when it comes to this kind of energy, I don't necessarily love this couple together, but what I do love about this couple being together is the one sign that really gives Aries a run for their money, because they're both fire signs. And everybody knows that an Aries can be really, really hard to tie down, and they really just kind of want their independence, and they want to go, and they want to be free. But a Sagittarius wants it even more. They crave more adventure. They crave more independence, which actually pushes Aries into that framework and that experience that they're not used to of being very possessive. So this is an interesting mix, I think, when it finally comes together, because I really feel like it's finally Aries has met their match a little bit. Now, I want to say when these two come together, they can be a very good combination. It's not one I give 5 stars to, but it can be. And it's because they understand each other so much. They're both very adventurous. They're both very outgoing. They like to go do things. They like to see things. They like to find out things. Now, one of the other things I think makes them really great is because they are both fire signs. They kind of understand each other very, very well. And they both rule under a masculine set of energy. So they also understand each other in that perspective. And they have fun together. They also make really great friends. So even if they never get to the dating phase, Or this is one of those signs too, this one of the pairings too, that can come from dating to going back to being friends with relative ease. It's not over the top. Now, the one thing I think that makes them not a great pairing is because these are both two signs who don't finish things. They are like, they love to start things, they love to get into new things, they love to try new things, but they're not great sun sign compatibility only at finishing things. So this is a pairing that really can go very well together, but it also really can't. It's not one that I give a 5 to, like I said, but I do know that there are people out there who are probably in this combination of sun sign and they're just having the best time of their life. All right, guys, I hope you understood and enjoyed the video. If you did, like, comment, and subscribe down below. If you are in an Aries Sagittarius pairing, I would love to hear all about it because I really think it's interesting. If you've got any more questions, leave me some messages down below. Bye, guys. Hey guys, it's me, Stormie, and so tonight we are going to cover Aries and Capricorn energies together. I'm sorry, like you can tell, I'm still got stuff going on with my mouth, so just bear with me. Now, when these two energies come together, these are another one that I look at them and I think, gosh, they would be really good if they worked together. Like if they were cube mates or if they were like just co-workers, this would be a really, really awesome team. But then it comes to moving them to something romantic, and it's like, gosh, that is just such a hard pairing. And one thing I think is really important to kind of look at and realize about these signs is that Aries is ruled by Mars, right? That planet of action and passion. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, the planet of taskmasting and the planet of karma. So when these two come together, they really have to fight for balance. Like they really have to fight to get their goals done. And really, they go about getting their goals done and their things achieved in much different ways as well. And they're driven in different directions. You know, I think often what happens in a Capricorn and Aries relationship is that they fight so hard and believe that they're going in the same direction. They're just, you know, taking different paths to getting there, only to find out that they were really actually going different places all along. Now, I know this is sun sign compatibility only, but I always think that this is just such a strong indicator. Now, I know that there's going to be a couple out there that's Aries Capricorn and they are just living happily ever after because they can figure it out, really. When Mars and Saturn figure out some kind of balance or being able to work together, because Saturn can just persevere through things and Mars is all about moving it forward. You know what I mean? It can work, but this is just one of those sets of couples that I don't ever see long term behind them. But that doesn't mean that it's not doable. Now, one of the best things I do think about these two energies is that they get the opportunity to learn so much from each other, because Capricorn is an earth sign, so they learn to have a little bit more pep in their step and to not analyze things so much, just to be able to kind of go with it, go forward, do something spontaneous, maybe take a risk, because, you know, Capricorn does not like risks. They're like, no thanks. And Aries gets to learn to stay grounded and finish something for once, because Capricorn and Aries are both initiators too. They both like to start things. So they get the chance to learn to also finish things, which is a really incredible, I think, for this pairing. So I hope you liked the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you are in an Aries Capricorn relationship, I would love to hear about it, so leave it down below. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow when we talk about Aries and Aquarius. Hey guys, it's me, Stormie, and so tonight we're going to talk about the Aries and Aquarius energy. And these two energies, I think, are so highly creative, and that's what makes them such an interesting pairing. I'm not going to say that I think this is a great pairing or it's a like lower star pairing. I just think it's one that's so incredibly creative. Now, we talked yesterday about how Sagittarius really gives Aries a run for their money when it comes to independence. Now, Aquarius really gives Aries a run for their money when it comes to spontaneity, because Aquarius is ruled by Saturn and by Uranus, and these two combinations of planets are just very spontaneous. They are very karmic and movable and moving and need new and need philosophy and need rebellion, and they need those kinds of things. So Aquarius really does like a little bit more spontaneity than Aries does. Now, these two happen to be two signs away from each other on the zodiac wheel. When this happens, these kind of signs usually communicate very easily with each other. They have an understanding of each other that's usually a little bit more easy, even if they're not of the same element or anything like that. And this case is absolutely the same. They're two away from each other, so they do connect in a different way. Now, what I do like about it is because Aquarius is so creative and spontaneous and movable and all of those kinds of things in this future seer, then they pair with Aries, who has Mars, the action planet, and they're able to put plans and new creative ideas and new moments into action. And it's a really it's neat to watch these two be with each other because it's never dull. These are a very exciting pair because they always have something going on. Now, the fact that they are an air and a fire sign, that actually is one of the pairings, one of the things in this pairing that make it pretty good because, you know, air gives fire that breathable, that spreadable, that movable, that goable kind of energy to propel forward, which, you know, already having Mars as the action planet, they really, really enjoy that. And honestly, if I were to take an overall view of what's best in this relationship and best about this relationship, I would say that they can, when they're together, really achieve a lot. They can get a lot done. They can move mountains if they really, really want to. Now, they don't always last forever as a couple. They sometimes make better business partners. They make really, really good investing partners together. Sun sign compatibility only. But when they do come together as lovers or they come together in a partnership to experiencing each other, they really can move mountains if they just work together. Alright guys, I hope you liked the video. My mouth is getting better, so hopefully you can understand the video a little bit better. Like, comment, please, and definitely subscribe. I would love to have you around. If you've got questions, leave them down below for me, alright? And I'll see you in just a little bit when we talk about Aries and Pisces. Hey guys, it's me, Stormie, talking about the Aries and Pisces energy and what happens when these come together in a combination. And I have to tell you, this is one that I really like because you get to really see Aries specifically take on a different kind of role, go from being this huge warrior, this huge let's go get him, you know, grr kind of energy to being very protective. And let me explain why. So because Aries is that forceful, impulsive, prey to their own nature kind of sign, and they just go for it. They don't have a second impulse, which makes them effective because they will just fight. They will go. They will move forward in action. And Pisces is a lot more quiet, a lot more, you know, empathetic, intuitive. So they're very much so powerful in their own way, but it's in a quieter way, in a very still waters run deep kind of way. You know what I mean? So when Aries, when the love part of this comes in, sun sign compatibility only, when the love part comes in, Aries goes, now wait a minute, my prey is not aggressive and trying to fight me and trying to get away from me. It's still, it's quiet, it's gentle. I need to approach it differently, which is very interesting to see this big warrior kind of energy still be a warrior, but in a more gentle kind of way. And it's a very attractive thing, I think, when you get to see an Aries be this warrior, gentle protector. It's very sexy, actually, I think. And the other thing, on the flip side of it, is that Pisces is learning just as much from Aries, because what Pisces will learn from this Aries go-getter attitude is to stop dreaming about dreams all the time and stop letting all of that Neptune and Jupiter energy make them so lucky and visionary, but never actually putting anything to action. Aries teaches Pisces to put things into action. Dream about it, envision it, now let's go put it into action. Whereas Pisces gets to know Aries and lets them in on that soul level, that deep level, how you feel, what you're afraid of, what you love, what you're passionate about kind of connection. I really think when these two come together, they can, one, be good for each other, and two, it can be very romantic to watch because it's literally the lion and the lamb is what this looks like. So this is a combination that I definitely give a big vote for. If you are in an Aries and Pisces relationship, I would love to hear from you, or if you have experienced it. I want to say too, they don't always last. This is not one of the super long lasting ones, but they can, especially depending on where the other planets in the chart are located. All right, guys, like, comment, definitely subscribe. I would love to have you around. And if you are in an Aries Pisces relationship or have any experience with that, I would love to hear from you down below. Bye, guys.